Welcome back to Let's Fix It. I'd like to talk chicken soup here for a minute. You see, reach down here, you get him by the head. Nah, that's not what we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about making chicken soup. All right, I've got a chicken coop. As we're going into spring, chicken coop is going to need some maintenance. Now, if you like fresh eggs, we like fresh eggs. Backyard chickens is a way to get about a dozen and a half a week with 4. Pretty easy to maintain. You feed them, you water them, they poop eggs. All right. There's a few things on my coop here that I need to address. One was my chickens are roosting on my top of my coop, and I really don't like that because they poop on the coop. So what we've done is put some anti-bird devices across the top here to keep them off of it. They've been a few of them up. The other thing that I do, since I've only got 4, is I go down and get this little pig feeder. And I put their feet in that. That keeps them busy keeps them good for about 4 days. But this is what we're going to address today, is my water tower. The water tower holds 5 gallons. You got a valve right here. Turns the water on, turns the water off. Water gravity feeds down this tube to a chicken cup down here that you can get at any farm store. And that keeps them watered. But what's happened is somewhere along the line, I didn't get the tube drained before it froze and it cracked the pipe. So we're gonna replace this pipe. Now the way you start this is you get your bucket, you drill a hole inside of it, you get a fitting, put a nut on the inside and start building this pipe. This joint here you always want to leave free. If you ever want to remove this bucket from the coop, you need to be able to take that apart. The bucket's just sitting on a pedestal. I've taken some metal and made a ring around the edge of it. So these two, they line up on the lip of the bucket, don't slide off. This watering tower is exactly the same thing your city uses to bring water to your house. All right, so welcome to my clutter. Now the chicken watering tower is very simple, very straightforward. I set it as gravity fed. You're going to need 1 length of pipe. I have that in the vise. You're going to need two 90-degree CPVC fittings. You're going to need 1 coupler CPVC. You're going to need 1 cap, again CPVC, and 1 length of CPVC pipe. Since I already know how long mine is, I have the sample right here. I don't have to do the math. Ordinarily, if you're building this from scratch, you want to mount your water tower up about 5 to 6 feet and then run it down to the ground where the chickens can reach it. So, now we figured out how long we need to be. We're going to measure out our length of pipe. This is a PVC cutter. You don't have to have this fancy item. Just use the saw. All right. So there's my down pipe. You need 2 other pieces. You need 2 other short pieces. You need 2 short pieces about 1 inch long. You don't have to be real exact. Now we're ready to start the basic assembly. For assembly, I recommend using primer. So the second thing is to put a 90 on one end of it. You can see this is basically what we're building. This stuff dries pretty fast. I can see that this can of glue here is just about no good. So we're going to throw it away right after this. The problem with PVC glue is it dries in the can. When you're doing your next 90, you want to make sure that they line up, one to your bucket and one to your watering cup. And if they're mine both go the same direction, yours might go different directions, it doesn't really matter. What you don't want to do is put it into the bucket and then find out that your cup is pointing outside the coop if that's not where you want it. Sorry to be tedious there. Just a little bit there, slide that on. All right. All right. That is the end of the downpipe. So what we have left now is to fix up the cup to fit in here. I'm going to show you the way we do that is we'll take a cap here. We're going to drill this, center drill this cap. The cup is threaded, and we're going to drill this and thread that cap so that it all screw together. Then we're going to glue the cap onto the bottom. I could do this on a lathe, but I'm assuming most of you don't have a lathe. Too much stuff in my hands. So we're going to do it right here on a drill press. And I wouldn't even be afraid to do it with a drill, just a regular old drill. And center this up, and here we go. You don't want to take too much out of this, you got to check your fit. That would appear to be enough right there. And because this is plastic and plastic, it doesn't have to be real precise. There is a real soft rubber seal right here. All it's got to do is have enough threads to get it going. All right, so on this Chinese Wonder Cup, these threads are neither American nor metric. I have no idea what they are. But what we need in this cap is a hole just small enough that these threads will bite, and then we'll screw it on. And once we get down to that seal, this is going to seal up, be watertight. All right. Now, because I'm putting this through chicken wire, I'm not going to glue this onto the downpipe first. I'm going to glue it on after it's in the coop. All right, so here we are back at the coop, and you'll recall that this joint here is one I told you I elected to leave unglued. Basically, you just stuff it in there like that, and it does not leak. And the reason I've done that is you could put a union up here so you could take that apart, but this is less expensive than a union and it doesn't leak. All right, so down here on the bottom was the last joint we're going to glue, and I told you I was going to glue that after I stuck it through the chicken wire. That way I don't have to try to stuff the cup in there. All right, so there we are. And that just hangs down there. We'll fill this up with water, and I'll show you how it works. So here we are. Bucket's full of water. I've got a lid to put on a bucket to keep the debris out of it. Turn on our handle. We hear the gurgling. And we'll go down here to the water cup. And chickens just come along here and Wiggle that. And they have water. And this will keep 4 chickens watered for almost a month. Well, that's how we fix the chicken watering tower. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe, leave me comments, tell me anything else you might want to see. Having chickens is relaxing. The buffs are very friendly. They like to be petted. And unlike petting a dog, when they quit laying eggs or get too unfriendly, they make great soup. Good girl. Good girl.